As a firm believer in the Second Amendment, I don't think that education, training, or really anything should be a requirement for gun ownership and usage. End of statement. I think we even need to be careful with the term law-abiding citizen, because as we saw during the COVID lockdowns, practicing your constitutionally protected rights, like the right to practice religion, could quickly get you turned into an unlawful citizen deemed worthy of jail. And I could really get momentum on this, but let's save that for another time. Having said that, I think that every gun owner should seek to educate and train themselves in the scenarios for which they purchased a firearm, whether that's daily carry, home defense, sporting and fun at the range, fighting tyranny, and other. I want to focus on one particular topic in this episode, and it comes from a semi-regular discovery of hastily put together videos and articles claiming that 9mm defensive ammo will not go through walls. So let's embark on a simple demonstration of 9mm for home defense from a penetration perspective. And I'm not trying to hate on any other content producers, written, visual, or audible, nor is this a new idea. There are prominent videos and articles that exist out there thoroughly tested, like Paul Harrell, USCCA, and more. Nor is this a pitch to abandon 9mm. I'm certainly not a ballistics expert, nor am I going to abandon 9mm, but I am an expert at sounding like I know what I'm talking about. As advancements in technology and packaging improve the capacity of handguns and more pistol caliber carbines hit the market, we should make sure that we're not solely relying on volume of shots fired as a replacement for deliberate, accurate, and intentional shot placement that only comes from training. And so to run that point home, we've conducted a brief test. The house that you've seen in several videos has afforded us several benefits. It makes for a great set, a great training ground, and a great testing ground, despite being packed with black mold, creepy junk, and brown recluse spiders, one of which finally got me. And to be clear, this is not a thorough instrumented test, but rather a snapshot to keep in mind when you prepare and plan for defending your home. For this test, we used 9mm full metal jacket and 9mm defensive ammo on 2 internal walls and 1 external wall with furniture placed randomly throughout. Defensive ammo was a mix of Hornady, Sig Sauer, and Federal, but I could not tell any difference in performance or penetration between them. So here is where I will stop distinguishing between them. Right here. Test guns were a 6.5-inch barreled X-Star EP9 Generation 2, which the review of can be found here, a 5-inch barreled AREX 01 Tactical, which I lightly cover in our 02S video here, a 3.6-inch barreled Canik TP9 Elite SC, full review of here. If you're like me and you use 9mm, no, it's okay.
If you shot someone in the face with a 9mm.
If you've killed, then you've probably asked yourself this question. All right, let's start out with a quote, because we always got to start out with a quote. You're using it wrong, bro. Me. In a recent video that we did with the K100 X-Trim, we shot through this wall right here, and we have a shot of it going through the wall and out the other side, and that got us thinking just how penetratory, is that a word? Can I say that? I'm coining that. Penetratory. Let's start over that. Here's our testing area. This is an abandoned house. You've probably seen us use this for the Bear Creek Arsenal Gen 2 7.62x39 upper video, the Comrade Panther 2 video, and then more recently the K100 X-Trim video. So you've got a wall here that goes into a bathroom, and then out the other side into another bedroom, and then an external facing wall. There is lots of private property that way. No worries that we're gonna hit anybody. This house has been abandoned for a long time. The power, the gas, the water has been shut off for a long time. So no worries as far as safety concerns. We checked right before we did this. I'm gonna put 3 rounds on the left-hand side of that box, and then we're gonna switch to defensive round, and we're gonna put another 3 rounds on the right-hand side of the box, and then we're gonna go through and we're gonna inspect and see where those rounds went. All right, here we go. All right, looks like I'm sighted a little low. And now, switch to the defensive ammo. All right. Thank God I can aim at close range. Didn't totally embarrass myself. All right, so let's come take a look at these. Try to keep them tight. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, just in case you thought that this house had been completely vacated, you'd be wrong. There is a lot of crap in here. So there's plenty of things for the rounds to hit as they pass through walls. So let's take a look. Oh, hey, here's that other flashlight I was looking for. It was in here the whole time. I like this one because it's brighter anyway. Okay, so let's take a look. Here's our groups right here. These are old. So 1, 2, 3, these are Full Metal Jacket, and these are our defensive rounds. As you can see, they had no problem going through. They didn't hit any studs, at least not that I can see. Nope, all drywall. And then over here, you'll see they struck the mirror here. So these are the defensive rounds. These are the Full Metal Jacket. Let's go to the other side of the wall, see how they fared. We forgot to record with that one. Oh, Bal. All right, ooh, nice, look at that. So here's your Full Metal Jacket rounds. These are the old ones down here, nice tight group. You can see that the defensive rounds, it could be because of the tighter grouping or it could be because they're hollow point, but they did start pulling more material out of the wall with them, especially as they started losing velocity as they hit the wall. So let's go to the other side here. It's gonna be a little harder to determine where these went. My guess is down here is the Full Metal Jacket based on the spacing of the rounds. As you can see, they started to tumble a little bit here, especially this round here. And then, shoot, any one of these could be. Oh yeah, look at that. We struck the corner of this armoire here. But look, these are definitely here. So these only started to tumble because they hit, I don't know if this is oak, and then there. And I am pretty confident those went out the back of the wall. So that's test 1.
I was just gonna say, if you notice, there's a couple hits on that.
Yeah.
That aren't behind it. So you might have actually.
Well, if you see, they come out the back here. So it pulled this trim off. Ooh, look at that.
About the one that hit the drawer.
Yeah, look at that. Is that buried in there? It skimmed there. Okay. So that's good. That round stopped in the back of this. Yeah, it did not come out the back. All right, so oak furniture. If you don't want the rounds to pass through the wall entirely, fill your house with nasty ass old oak furniture. Here's the armware where we had the 7.62 ammo. Someone asked a really funny question that I thought was funny. That in the Comrade Avenger video, they were like, "Oh, are you the good guy or the bad guy?" And it was so funny because we'd never asked ourselves that. We just filmed it. You know, David was supposed to be the bad guy out here, but he could have just been somebody coming back to check on his stuff.
Who are we stealing from?
Yeah, who are we stealing from? That's always a good question to have. So that's result 1. This is a 6-inch barrel. So, you know, if your thought is, more dwell time, more velocity, it's gonna pass through walls more, let's mix it up. Let's go with a shorter barrel. So, ooh, that got toasty quick. We have here, this is a AREX 0 Gen 1 middle. Okay. Oh wow, I was low on that. This was loose and I didn't adjust it, so that's why it looks like hot ass. You know what, let's just do one more because I feel bad. All right. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, 3 rounds. You can see what's interesting is the material it takes with it. So if you look at the initial hollow points that we did, the material pushed aside from the drywall, but then it came back. The hollow points created a bigger opening, or they took more material with it, and that's consistent across those 2 different ammunition types. So let's go through here, take a looky-loo. All right. Here's those 4, this one that I just shot because I suck, and then these 3 tight grouped here. Again, you can see they're pulling more material out of the wall with them, but hit a window or a mirror out the back. All right, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have some new holes right here down below. So these are going all the way through. It's gonna be a guillotine if I try to look through that thing. The truss
See
thing.
light coming from outside.
Yeah, those definitely went out the back. Difficulty too is that some of the siding is missing out the back, so it's hard to tell what is just falling off the house. But from what I can tell, those went all the way through. So 3 walls, external facing, and then 2 interior went all the way through. And then for the last test, we're gonna do 3.8. So this is a Canik TP9 Elite SC. Also have a review of this up. Check it out when you're done. On this, I am running, this is the same Sig Sauer defensive ammo that we were using in the AREX. So let's do another 3 rounds. if you're wondering about the mask, there is a lot of dust and mold in here. And because of the pressure coming off the firearms, I like to have something so that I'm not breathing black mold extensively. So if you thought that the K100 X Trim was a COVID mask video, you know, take that as you will. It was not. Okay, 3 rounds in, same thing, more material. This is pretty dark, sorry. Let me get my flashlight on this. Again, the difference, it's worth noting the difference of how those went in the wall and the amount of material they took with them versus the defensive, much cleaner holes. That didn't sound right. Polishing your hole. Right, there's my low zinger, and there's the 3. Came out right there. Wait a minute, no, did these go into the wall? Nope. I'll shoot one through this stud right here, and I'm pretty sure that will stop it, just for an example. And then leftmost, okay, look at that. Now we actually have a situation where it looks like one of the rounds really started to tumble as it came out. Or, yeah, that came out sideways. So that one probably redirected. My guess is that it hit farther over here. There's a hole there. Okay, here we go, down here. Huh?
Actual bullets right there. The rounds right there.
Where?
Here, you're pointing at it.
Oh yeah, look at that. I bet it's hot. No, it's not, it's cold. Okay, so we had one that actually stopped, and you can see all the drywall that it took with it. That's pretty rad. That's pretty cool.
There's another one lodged in the baseboard trim.
Yeah, look at that. Let's pull that one out. I forgot my knife. I got something that'll get it out though. I think what's worth noting is 0 expansion on that round. I can see daylight out the back of that. What the hell am I doing?
Push down on it from the top.
I did. Here we go. Golly, no expansion. Look at that. So, same thing. Bullet is almost completely preserved. There's a small lip. Nope, that's drywall. So they're almost completely preserved. There's a mild dent in it there, which I might have just put in it, trying to get it out of the wall. So, it looks like the shorter barrel, and I mean, it doesn't look like I nicked a stud because it would have, I think it would have deformed more if it had hit something that solid. Let's see, where's that other bullet you got? We didn't find a 3rd round. But yeah, there we go. We got 2 very well preserved bullets, probably a 3rd somewhere around here. And I think the point to take away from this is, and this isn't a argument against 9mm defensive ammo, because there's no, I'm not gonna stop using it. I think the thing to take away from this is, it just got dark in here, didn't it? I think the thing to take away is don't assume that it's gonna stop just because it's defensive ammo. Yeah, velocity can make a difference when it goes through the walls, because the only 2 that we found that didn't go outside of the house were the shortest barrel, 3.8. We've identified a stud right here as well. I'm gonna try to hit it straight on the stud. As you can tell, we did it once already, but we forgot to identify which holes were new on the back. Which holes were new? Ugh, it sounds like an Eyes Wide Shut joke or something like that. Here we go.
6 o'clock.
Right on the money, except it wasn't. All right, went in there. Okay, I can actually see the stud. I can see the wood pulling away. Let's take a look on the other side. All right, I'm looking for something new. Oh, did it come out the door?
2.
There's 3. I think it was, wow. But it went through. Holy, yeah, hit there. And then we got 2 rounds here. Well, let's just follow all of these. So we've got 3 there. One of them hit here and stopped. And then 2 of them went into the bathroom wall here. These should be the most to the left when we're looking at the wall over here. Okay, those appear to have stopped, which is good because they hit a lot of material on the way out. So if you get lucky enough to hit a stud, but in most cases studs are what, Josh, 16 inches apart? So figure 12, 16, I'm kind of around here. It's probably about 16. So you have to get pretty lucky to keep those in between, you know? My guess is this probably the stud right here? Yeah, so unless it diverted heavily, it didn't go through. So, lesson of the day is aim for the stud. Wow, wow. Oh, dude, there's a knife up here?
That's not a knife.
Look at all those staples. Holy shit, we could be rich, man. Staple mania.
Is that like a new wrestling thing?
This video's gonna suck. You know, fresh coat of paint, this thing would be right as rain. I think the conclusion here, though, is that this is not an argument against 9mm or 9mm defensive ammo. I think this is just a lesson that it can still go through a lot, even if it's defensive ammo. Unless you get lucky enough to hit a stud or a door frame, you should always be, you should always be aware of your surroundings. You should always be aware of what's behind your target. I mean, that's hunter safety 101. It's just being aware of what's behind your target. Especially if you're in a residential area, especially if you're in a house with other people in other rooms. Don't expect, just because it's hollow point or it's defensive ammo, that it's gonna hit a wall and it's gonna stop, because most of the time it won't. If the exterior wall was brick, stone, or hardy board, I'm sure that would have made a much bigger difference. The only 3 rounds that didn't pass through all 3 walls were either from the shortest barreled gun, 3.6 inches, or were slowed or stopped by a stud or piece of furniture. Neither factor was a guaranteed stop. For instance, some stud strikes simply made the bullet tumble because there wasn't a clean center of mass hit. I believe that most house studs are spaced 16 and 24 inches apart, which doesn't give you much chance of hitting one. I don't know what kind of furniture you have in your house, but it seems that solid oak furniture is becoming less common. I call this the IKEA effect. And here's the real kicker. I couldn't find a single prominently deformed or mushroom defensive round. The ones that didn't pass all the way through the wall due to striking furniture or a stud were very well preserved, drywall still intact in the tip. Well, that's the whole point of defensive ammo, right? It expands and it dumps its energy into a target. Well, that holds true if your target is made of meat, bone, and blood. And fat, lots of fat. But, you know, wood, drywall, and nails aren't always the best for stopping these. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Tell me that I'm wrong in the comments, and go out there and practice so that you're not zinging them like I did. Sight in your optics better before you shoot. That's the other thing to take into consideration. I do a bonus round really quick. David is going to shoot his new gun. What do you got there, David?
This is our new Sig Sauer P322. Really excited. This is the first time shooting it, so let's see what we got.
Let's see how it fared. Safety, good? Okay. It is really dusty in here. Yeah, it went into the door frame, which means it most likely stopped.
No.
Oh, no, look at this. Came out the back, right there.
Yeah.
And then they started breaking up and tumbling right here. Look, these are almost the shape, like a really nice profile of a 22. And then it probably hit some of the piping behind the shower. I was wondering if maybe they would have fragmented and come out sideways. That's only 2 rounds. That was already there. So I don't think any of them came out the other side.
So safe to say they all made it through the first wall and the second.
So,
cool.
22. There you go.